So we weren't first by any means, but we're going to get a lot of science out of it, and that's... Hello everyone, Thranks is here, and welcome back to Mars Horizon, where we're running the Azure Flame space program. I'm trying to get a couple of firsts under our belt, but just not having the luck. Not having the luck at all. At this point, I'm starting to feel like we're falling behind because we need another capability to plan missions, which would mean we need another mission control expansion. But I think before that, we need a research lab and a backup power generator. Really, I want it all. I kind of want to catch them all, as it were. But it's going to take time. So we got the spacecraft assembly facility completed, which means now we can do payload reliability training in our clean room. But that's not the big ticket item for this episode, although the backup power generator research is really good. We've got our Araya May constructed with increased payload reliability and no detriment. That is good. Low launch reliability, though, due to experimental fuel. So I think we're going to do launch reliability training all the way till September to try to put us above the 50% mark. So let's go with that. At this point, I think the next thing we research to get this obstruction removal cost before we have to worry about anything else is the research lab expansion. And on that note, we can simply just build a backup power generator, which, unless we build it somewhere here, it's going to cost us for obstruction removal, which is what we're trying to make cheaper anyways. This one's only 200 and this one's 225. That gets no adjacency bonus, though. Payload build costs. Payload build costs and vehicle build costs would be nice. I think we'll just settle for a payload build cost reduction. Increased science reward for missions. No, let's just settle for the payload build cost. We'll have to look at, once we can get some obstructions removed, rearranging our base for better efficiency to try to min-max maybe what we're focusing on. I think that's part of what we need. All right, medium launch pad is finally built. And with that, we have completed our first Salty Pix rocket. Mission training bonus is increased. Increased penalty for suboptimal launch windows. And this is our human in space. Okay, so we're ready to recruit an astronaut. So let's look at who we want. Comms specialist. +1 power, that's pretty tempting. Recovery time reduction, launch reliability increase, increased retirement age. Okay, well, in order to find out who our first astronaut is going to be, I have here our name of hopefuls. I've randomized this wheel, and we're just going to give it a spin and see where it ends up. And it looks like Darkstar is going to be the first person put into space under the Azure Flame space program. Yay! Round of applause. Congratulations. You are now removed from the wheel. And I'm thinking, honestly, I'm thinking you're going to be an electrician, Darkstar, because that's a fairly valuable each task with +1 power. Wow, that's hard to pass up. That's really hard to pass up. Okay, so you will be assigned. And then training focus for this mission will be increased science. And since we're looking to be third, but we're not going to get anything, I don't see a reason to not just push it. Just push it back and get as much bonus science out of this thing possible. If we're not going to be first, we might as well bank the science. Because 50%, you're talking Yo, it's like almost 700. Okay. Yep. And if we have to reschedule for November, I think we'll be fine. We could go September, give up 10%, but 10%, that's like 100. No. Nope. We're going to schedule for October. Confirmed. All right, the backup generator has been completed. Cheaper payloads now. Japan is already working on a multi-crew orbit. Whoa. Like, whoa. That means... Oh, okay, no. That's still in this section. That has yet to get to this other section down here. Okay. Well, we've just got to accept it. We're allied with that space program, so their success, I guess is also our success. We need to be happy for them. Experimental fuel, but we're going to get extra science out of this one, but we have hurt our launch reliability. I'm going to be looking to send the... this is an Orion May class rocket to the moon to study micrometeorites. We have adequate conditions, which bring us down to our minimum threshold of 10%. That's because we're using the experimental... No. It's a challenging mission. Challenging mission. That's why. All right. Let's go for launch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right.
We have liftoff.
We do have liftoff. All right. This is good. This is going to help us out dramatically with the research. This is going to be a lot of science. Yeah. Oh. Okay, we had a secure launch. Not bad. A little more experience with the Orion May class rocket parts. Look at that. Only a 27% chance for outstanding success. I bet we can beat those odds. Let's go. All right, first thing is we're going to need to do a translunar injection. 6 data, 6 navigation for our bonus objective if we really want to put our money where our mouth is. I'm thinking a controlled burn times 2. Followed by maybe a power recharge. No. 2 controlled burns, and then let's get a good connection with ground control after that. Yep. That's where we want to be. Controlled burn number 1, on target. Controlled burn number 2. Yes, even more on target. Now let's get a good comms with ground control. Okay, your connection is coming in a little scrambled. It's like terrestrial weather patterns have caused a degradation in the signal. We're actually going to resist that by amplifying the power of our signal to cut through the interference. At this point, I think we need to recharge the batteries and actually give ourselves a couple opportunities to optimize our trajectory. That bad signal with ground control hurt the way we're aiming a little bit. Oh, let's go. So we've got good data on that optimization. And the second trajectory optimization was also highly successful. So at this point, we just need a little bit more navigational data, which I'm thinking is we recharge power and we do a controlled burn, and then we are in there. And that's a good controlled burn. We have achieved a translunar injection. Next target will be to achieve lunar orbit, where we can begin sampling micrometeorites on the moon. This is comms and data, higher on the comms requirement. Significantly higher on the comms requirement. Let's ping our location and then maybe send a mission data update. And then analyze the magnetic field. I think that's... right? Or do we do a flyover course adjustment? Try to save our power. I think we conserve our power. So first we'll ping our location. We need to send a little bit of power for that. Once we have a good position, we'll send a mission data update. Uh-oh. A read-write error has corrupted a portion of the data. This command's output will be reduced by 1 unless you spend 1 to resist the event. I think having that data gives us a little more freedom to do stuff. Let's go ahead and spend the power to overcome that. And a flyover course adjustment was on track. That's good. With that navigation, we can try for another mission data update. And then maybe do a telemetry transfer, followed by another mission data update. I think the more we can conserve our power, the better. So mission command got the data updated, and then we'll send all the telemetry back to them. And then update again. Oh, look at that. Extra data. So at this point, what we really need is maybe an analysis of the magnetic field. Easy does it, Thranxes. Right? No. Let's think about this for a minute. If we do an orbital realignment, we can do a mission data update. Followed by a magnetic field analysis, and then we're pretty much there next turn. So the orbital realignment was a colossal failure. That's going to cost us a comms. That's okay. I think we just accept those terms. Because we're going to get a good mission data update with an extra comms. I did not know that was going to happen, but that's the way it works out sometimes. And a good magnetic field analysis. All right, that puts us to where really we just need a mission data update and make sure the batteries are full. Send our mission data back to mission control with a successful update. Excellent. That is a highly successful mission. And that gets us, yeah, some good science. Oh, this is a total over 3 months. I was like, we did not get as much science as I thought we were going to get because it's totaled over 3 months. Oof. Oof, read the fine print. We're doing a human into space launch for a ton of science next month. I think we should take up this far side of the moon, highly publicized mission. And we'll just use the standard Pioneer payload. All right. The moment we've been waiting for. Research lab expansion is complete, and now obstruction removal costs have been halved. That's going to help. So we weren't first by any means, but we're going to get a lot of science out of it, and that's what matters, because the more science we get, the more we can catch up in the long run. We just need to focus on science. This will be our first medium pad launch and the first official launch of the Salty Pix class rocket. Launch vehicle is primed and ready. Conditions appear adequate. I would love to get our launch threshold lower. I'm very sorry if... Well, no, we're not even going to talk like that, Dark Star. We're going to assume that our engineers have done their very best. This is for science, after all.
3, 2, 1.
No turning back. That's ignition. Okay. We have liftoff. Oh, what is that? I saw sparks. No, no, no. Straight, straight. Okay, it looks a little slow, but did we have some negative event? No, no. Okay. Oh, it was a secure launch. All right. Woo. I'm just worrying for nothing. Borrowing trouble. Okay. Putting a human in space. All right, Dark Star, are you ready? We're going to achieve Earth orbit. This is a comms and navigation requirement. Heavy navigation requirement, actually. Let's get a little bit of resources to mess with. We'll do a signal return test, followed by a mission report. And then I think you send out a data transmission. Let's see how that works. First signal return test, checks good. Now that we've got a good signal return, send your mission report. Ooh, crew member made a minor trajectory miscalculation causing a positioning error. This command's output will be reduced by 1 navigation. We need that navigation. We're going to have to spend the energy to resist that. So go ahead and send the data of the corrupted trajectory miscalculation back so we can determine a fix for your next course of actions. I'm thinking we're going to do a manual trajectory update to make up for the error that we had, followed with another data transmission. Followed by a flyover course adjustment. I think that's where we want to be. So your manual trajectory update looks good, Dark Star. Crew member has optimized the communication software. This command will generate an additional comms. That's going to help long term. Go ahead and send that data back. Terrestrial weather patterns have caused a degradation in the signal. I think we're just going to accept that because we got an additional comms on the last one. So your flyover course adjustment looks troubled. Lock on the reference star was lost due to dust particles scattering sunlight. So we're not going to get any navigation out of that. We're just going to get the comms. I think we accept that as well. Terms that I'm reluctant to accept, but really when it comes down to it, what we need is a manual trajectory update, followed by an orbital realignment, and then maybe get us a good signal return test. Again, your manual trajectory update is on track, Dark Star. So let's get an orbital realignment as well. Very good. That additional data is going to help. Signal return test checks good. With that, I'm fairly certain we're going to be able to do a manual trajectory update while updating your orbital alignment. Nope, stop. If we do an orbital realignment, and then ping your location, we should be good. So we'll update your orbit, ping your location to make sure you're on track, and then everything should be fine. Orbital realignment looks good. Let's just get a good location ping. Let's make sure you're where you're supposed to be. Okay. That looks like mission success to me. Good first mission, Dark Star. We thank your contribution to science. This is going to be an incredibly helpful mission for future research. You have no idea what this is going to do for our science program. Let's go get them, boys. Okay, we weren't first by any means, so we were last. Well, not last, but we might as well have been. But we got 3 milestone missions complete, which gives us minus 25 mission research costs for 6 months. And yeah, 726 bonus science for 4 months. Whoa. I think that means we need to focus on research in this area. We could... So the further ahead we reach, the better, because we're getting a minus 25% cost, right? So we could do multi-crew orbit next. Again, we want to focus on these manned missions because they're going to give us science as per our perk right here. Crewed missions are going to give us extra science, and we want that extra science. I think building a research lab is probably the right call. The problem is we don't have a lot of places we can put it. This seems to be ideal because of adjacency, but it's going to cause problems. We don't have the money for it just yet. We're actually really hurting on money because of all of the upkeep and everything. But hopefully we're gonna hit the next funding tier pretty soon. This is where our money really starts to kind of bottom out. Finish second or above in 2 milestone missions is our challenge. Oh, they really got to put it to us like that, don't they? Well, we can focus on this, right? Multi-crew orbit, orbital EVA. That's multi-crew orbit, orbital EVA. So that's where we're going to push our research, is down here while we have this this cost reduction. It's really all we can do. Hey, power cut has been averted thanks to your backup power generator. A major power outage did not disrupt any base activities or mission operations. A local phone-in show praised your agency's foresight. City planners need to learn from those space folk. One irate caller insisted, describing how the blackout led to an unfortunate haircut. We're gonna send them. We're gonna send them a hat. That's some expensive merch. $1,000 for a hat with the Azure Flame on it. That's just how valuable Azure Flame merch is, okay? A significant milestone in human history, a crewed orbit of the Earth will grant critical technological and scientific expertise. Multi-crew orbit. That's what we want. And we've got far side of the moon imaging payload ready to go with increased reliability but lower support. Okay, they're a little fickle with the support. That's fine. This is going to be an Orion May class rocket. Let's just confirm that one right now. Unfortunately, that impacts our ability to build our research center. So we're just going to press on with the Gemini payload research. Budgetary review. There's that support for a successful manned mission. Okay, that's going to help with the funding a little bit. But we're still paying a lot for building as an astronaut, so maybe we'll wait on the research building. We sort of have the research we need. Let's push to the mission orbital EVA. And at this point, we can go to a multi-crew orbit mission we can start planning. The payload for this is going to be Gemini, and while it's too expensive for us to afford, increased crew capacity. No, I think we go with the standard payload. We don't really have the money to spring on the higher level of crew. So at this point, let's see, if we go to research, we go to the vehicles necessary for the multi-crew orbit, we can see that we already have the redstone booster. And how much does the... Hold on. How much does the Gemini weigh? 3,800 kilograms. Nope. 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 Yeah, we have to get down here. We're going to have to push our research down a little bit. Okay. Well, that's kind of how it goes. Let's see. What kind of mission requests do we have? Nothing really lucrative there. We need a lucrative mission is what we need. We might have started planning for the one payload a little early. Japan is launching multi-crew orbit next month. That's okay. We're still kind of ahead of everybody else. It's going to be, we're planning a little bit ahead of when we can actually meet it, but look at the Orion Maze launch reliability. So we have more suboptimal windows, but less penalty for them. Look at that, base payload reliability and launch reliability. Let's go with the science training. Again, I don't see a reason to rush this one. So we might as well get as much science out of it as possible. Let's push all the way to November. It's not like we have the money to fund a lot of other endeavors at the same time. Following the success of their recent multi-crew orbit mission, Japan have shared a large quantity of the scientific data obtained during the mission with your agency. The strength of our relationship with Azure Flame is a contributing factor to our success, Japan stated, and we wish to continue this productive alliance into the future. 500 science, let's go. I guess it pays to cooperate a little bit. It pays to cooperate. Okay. That's why we took the global initiative perk. No, we did not take the global initiative perk. We thought about it. We took the manned science one instead. That's okay. We're trying to make friends with other agencies. We're gonna be at least friendly with the Soviet Union here fairly soon. I think we're able to build our Gemini payload. Nope, not yet. Next month. Hat received. A local radio show has reported how your agency sent a Azure Flame branded hat to one of their listeners who suffered during a recent blackout. They really made my day. Darkstar even signed it. There you go. Good PR there, Darkstar. All right, let's build the Gemini. And we'll get that in construction. Japan and China both completed the Venus Impactor. Good night. It's going to be tough trying to get ahead. We need to focus on these manned missions until we can get a lucrative mission type. There's one. There's one. Astronaut recovery test. Okay. Control systems check. That's a lot of science. We need the money. We need the astronaut recovery test. Okay. Let's look at our missions here. Far side of the moon is going to launch in 1 month. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We can do the lucrative mission after that. Camera manufacturer has offered to work with your technicians to adapt its cameras for space photography and to train your astronauts on how to use them. They claim that photographs from crewed missions could prove hugely popular with the public. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. We want space photography to be a thing. Your technicians and astronauts will work closely with the camera manufacturer with the aim of capturing striking images from future missions. Okay. Multi-crew orbit payload is completed. We get this one a lot. Payload design will place additional demands on the first stage of the launch, although less on the second stage. Payload reliability is reasonable at 60%, but we're going to launch this highly publicized Far Side of the Moon probe. Wonderful reliability here. This is going to be a good boost to our science. All right, Orion May is launching with high reliability and adequate conditions, 3%. We're go for launch on that one. That's a no-brainer.
3, 2, 1.
That's ignition.
We have liftoff.
YMA is lifting off. That looks pretty straight to me. It's good sustain on the booster. I like that. Okay, 38, a very secure launch. We got a little more experience with those rocket parts. Now, first things first, we need a Translunar Injection. 3 data and 2 navigation. I think at this point, we're looking at a controlled burn. Twice. No. A controlled burn, then a data transmission, then a trajectory optimization. No, why do we want... Stop. I think it's just controlled burn. Controlled burn and then recharge the battery. Yeah, we need two good controlled burns. We need to get over to the moon. Okay, first one looks good. Payload is behaving as we expected. No issues as of this moment. Let's see, if we send a data transmission, we can then do a couple trajectory optimizations. Is that what we want? We can do another controlled burn. And then signal return check with more charge in the battery. And then we just need... hold on. I don't think we're going to have a problem making it, but I don't see a point to waste actions or energy unnecessarily. If we get a good ground control connection, then we can afford to do trajectory optimization twice and save our energy. And that's probably correct. So let's get a good connection with ground control, and then we'll use those comms to optimize our trajectory. And then maybe one more adjustment. Yep, to get the trajectory a little straight, a little more straight. And then really all we need next is a controlled burn. And we're in there. Alright, trajectory's good. Just one more controlled burn. Yep. And we are heading to the moon. Alright, now we need to achieve lunar orbit to get around to the far side of the moon for imaging. So we're not going to be able to communicate once we get over there. So, of course, comms are high in the beginning. I think if we start with some visual data, that'll help us align our orbit. And then we'll actually send a mission data update and try to save as much power as possible. So let's start with the visual data collection. The camera focused right on the spot, so we got a lot of extra imagery. That helped us align the orbit. And then we'll use that navigational data to send it back to mission control. That puts us in a pretty good position. Because we can afford to send another mission data update followed by a magnetic field analysis, followed by a telemetry transfer. I feel like that's going to be kind of our bread and butter there. First, we send the update back to mission control. Then we analyze the magnetic field. And then we take all that telemetry and... Ooh. The distance to the payload has caused the signal strength to degrade. The command's output will be reduced by 1. I mean... We're kind of holding on to our power. Let's resist that. Let's spend the power to overcome that, because next is a mission data update, followed by an antenna alignment, and then we recharge the power. We don't even need the final command turn. We send the mission data back. All right, it's going to reduce our signal by 1. I think we just resist that, and then we align the antenna. Yep. And that is imagery of the far side of the moon completed. Bonus science. Excellent. That's going to help us during our period of cheap science research in the missions category, which has already ended. And we're wrapping up the orbital EVA now. And then we can start on the vehicles. But that's going to do it for this one. I do hope you've had a good time watching, because as always, I've had a good time playing. We're going to go ahead and grab this astronaut recovery test for next time, even though we're not going to be able to do anything with it because we can't afford to build the payload, but we've got the mission ready. Until then, take care.